Okay, my friend. So what you got in this little Google Sheet here is just it's the same information from the ticket itself. So if we go back to the ticket, here we go, right here. These odds and payouts, actually they got them backwards. It's payouts and odds. The payouts are left and the odds are in the right. Odds just mean probabilities. So if you compare these numbers to what is in the Google Sheet, let me get back over to it if I can find it here. I think it's here. There it is. So these are all the payouts they gave you, and these are the decimal forms of those fractions. I've learned over time that you don't want to type fractions into a Google Sheet without the equal sign. Otherwise, very, very bad things happen. And this way, just having them turned into decimals, it's totally fine. Now, the overall chance of winning, we mentioned that in the previous paragraph of 1.365. Where did that come from? Well, it came from this. If you add up all these probabilities, these are all the possible ways to win. All the possible ways to win are right there. If you look down at this sum in the bottom right corner, you see it's equal to 0.2727, just about. 27.27%. Okay, that is about equal to, check this out, equals 1 out of 3.65. Check it out. 27, it's not exact, because it's not exactly equal to 1.365. They didn't, when they gave you that little piece in the ticket here, overall odds of 1 in 3.65, it's not exactly equal to 1 in 3.65. It's about equal. It's rounded off. So it's close. Look how close that is. 27.4% versus 27.27%. I mean, you're only off by, what, 0.1% or so. So, yes, that is where they got that number from. It's about equal to. Now, here's what I'm more concerned about. I'm not concerned about that. I'm more concerned about that in every problem we did in class over the past couple days, all these probabilities added up to not 27%, but 100%. We're missing about 73% here. Where is the extra 73%? And the answer is that in typical Vegas form, wow, the payouts only tell you when you get something back. They don't tell you about what happens if you lose, which means you don't get anything back. See, that's the problem. They're only advertising the wins. So, yes, there's about a 27% chance of winning. Yes. But there's also a much larger chance of losing. Now, there's a couple ways we can do this. We could highlight all these cells and then grab that number down there in the bottom corner and then subtract it from 1. But I'm feeling saucy. I'm going to go equals 1 minus, check this out, the sum of all these cells up here. Because what that's going to do is it's going to add together all those probabilities. That's the 0.2727. And then it's going to subtract it from 1 and give me, 0.7273. So that, my dear friends, is the chance you don't win anything on a ticket. Yes, there's about a 25% chance you win something. There's a 75% chance you win nothing. Awesome. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to continue doing an expected value calculation right in the spreadsheet. So we're going to do the same thing we did in class, but in class we grabbed our phones and we did that number times that number. Well, hell, we have spreadsheets. Let's let it do it for us. Click, first of all, type an equal sign in case you're not using this, if you're not used to using spreadsheets, type an equal sign. Click on that 15,000, then a time sign, then the probability next to 15,000. Press enter. It doesn't really mean 0. It's just being rounded off. Let's give it a couple more decimals. There we go. It's actually more like 3.1 cents. It's just that that number's very small and that number's very large. So it rounds to 0. And then we can just drag this all the way down and get it to equal all the way down. This one down here does equal 0 because you're multiplying 0 by whatever. So that's going to be 0. Everything else has some value because the payouts have some value. And these vary depending on the probabilities. All right, you ready for this? Now we're going to have Excel do the expected value. I'm going to spell all those words wrong because I'm Sean. And I'm going to right align them, and I'm going to shrink the font size down. There we go. Okay. And you know what? I'm feeling extra saucy. I'm going to make that like a shade of red and make this also a shade of red, just so it kind of pops, so you can see what's going on. That's my alarm reminding me to go do something, but I'm going to finish this video first. Now, to find the expected value, all we got to do is add up all these numbers. So I'm just going to use that same command, equals sum of all these numbers. And it's going to tell me that I've got, I'm going to take one of those decimal places away. I like that better. The sum of all those payouts times probabilities is $1.27. You take that value, you take that number, and go back and answer the rest of this homework's questions with that number and then editing that number. Go get them!